onto the college grind. You went to five schools, including Ball State, Alabama, Cuesta, Cumberland's, and what was the other school you went to? Remind me.
Austin College.
Austin College. Can't keep track. Bouncing around from
Yeah.
D3 to JUCO to Alabama, whatever. What did
Yeah.
con what did constantly moving and adapting teach you about yourself?
Um, I think starting off on my career path, it was just a journey to have a chance somewhere at the beginning. I didn't know where it was going to take me or lead me. I knew I wanted to play baseball somewhere.
Hmm.
Um, but you know, throughout my entire career, I didn't know where the journey would end. But I guess when I was younger, I always wanted to be a Division I player. I always wanted to be at a big time school. And I think early on, I wanted that too soon and I wasn't ready. Um, and as I look back on it now, it was a career of patience. Um, and It took me many, many different places, areas, but it built character. And yeah, I mean, I don't really know how to explain my path. It was crazy. But I think the biggest thing within my path was just belief and just, regardless of what anyone says or tells you or whatever coach tells you you aren't good enough, you just got to keep going and push through it. And that all starts with work and focusing on the daily grind of um, trying to get better each day. And then over time, that obviously compounds, but you don't see it.
Yeah, you redshirted at Alabama. How did that experience shape your mindset and motivation moving forward?
It was that was very humbling because I knew I wasn't good enough. I knew I wasn't as strong as the other guys. I knew I couldn't hit as well. So taking that year off really like put a hunger and drive into me, and I knew the level where I needed to get, and I knew I wasn't there. So being able to self-evaluate where you're at compared to other players, the competition, um, it's actually really healthy to fail in those situations because it teaches you like, man, I can't hit 95, but I need to go work and learn how to hit 95. So um, sometimes in baseball, you lose track of how much it can bring you down and how much failure it does bring.
Hmm.
Uh, but those are the things that allow you to expand your game as a player and keep working because you know the level you want to get to. And baseball is a long process. Doesn't happen overnight. I mean, you
Yeah.
you don't just wake out of the bed hitting 95. Um, it takes time. So yeah, I would say like that was probably one of the most humbling times in my college career was just realizing I wasn't good enough, but having the mental fortitude and strength to keep working to get to that level. And
Yeah.
then next thing you know, I go JUCO. I get first team all conference. I'm back Division I, and then my first at bat back in Division I is against University of Alabama. So you never know how life works. I think you just have to focus on the work. You got to focus on not viewing hitting as a chore.
Hmm.
Like I loved hitting because it was my escape from life, and it was something I could take it could take my mind off things. So if you think hitting's a chore and you aren't enjoying it or you aren't having fun or someone's going to force you to go hit, you're not going to make it. You're not going to get to levels just by truly not loving the process it takes to become great within the game, I think.
Yeah.
Uh,
Tell me about your year with the Alpine Cowboys. What was one story
uh,
from that summer that really captures the grind and lifestyle of Indy Ball?
dude. There's nothing like it. It's not as glamorous as college. Um, it's gritty. You're on buses for 30 plus days. Sometimes the air conditioning doesn't work. You're sleeping through the middle of the night, and it's a grind. But it really teaches you how to build routine not only within the game of baseball but the game of life.
Hmm.
Um, and we you know when things aren't going good, or like, I mean, you're never safe in any level of professional baseball. There's always someone waiting. There's always someone who's just as good as you. So you don't really have time to take days off, and you don't have time to really think about a bad game, because it just keeps going every day. So you really learn how to flush out everything really quick, um, and just focus on your next at bat, and focusing on being comfortable. And if you are feeling uncomfortable, just like tweaking minor little things. Like, pro ball wasn't like college where you have your hitting coach in your ear all the time. It's more on you to, you know, figure out what you need to do. And by that time, once you get to that level, you know what to do. No one really needs to tell you.
Right. Yeah.
It's it's more keeping it simple than overthinking. Um, yeah, that's kind of. I
Oh.
mean, I got some crazy stories. I don't know if I. It's just shit like that. I was just like, man, I'm not. Uh, I got 1 year of this in me, and I'm out. So,
Yeah, yeah. How do you see the lessons from constantly adapting in baseball carrying over into your journey now as an entrepreneur?
oh, I think it's the main reason I am an entrepreneur. I think most guys after baseball get depressed, and they think about, like, they don't really know what to do in their career path, and they're going to coaching. But what they don't realize is that um, there's a lot of unique skills that can make you a lot of money just by playing the game a long time. The discipline, waking up early, all those little habits cater into life. And obviously, if you play any level of college baseball or even professionally, like, that was a dream you did accomplish. That like a lot of kids don't do that. I think it's only like 2% of kids go play college baseball. So you're in a tiny area, a tiny percentage, and you've already accomplished something great within your life.
Yeah.
And there's no reason to stop the momentum into doing something that you don't like. You don't just need to go accept a job, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Um, there's too many innate skills that you can create huge things for your life. You already had one vision, you completed it. Now expand on that in different areas. Like, I never thought I liked content creation or doing media or going with Dion or going with Shador and them, but all my content ever started was with filming my swing and then putting music to it.
Hmm.
And then it expanded into, getting better at it. And I think, like, focusing on skills, focusing on the things you enjoy, and then, building off that into life, into the areas you do want to do it. So just because you finish baseball and you don't know what to do, and you might not want to get into coaching, but that's all you know. I
Hmm.
mean, you don't really have to, like, in my mind, you don't really have to get into coaching, but if you love baseball and you love the game in a different way, you can create content around baseball. You can create different things that surround the game. It doesn't mean you have to be fully involved, because that, like, coaching and just the grind of being a player is a grind in itself. I
Right.
can't do that.
So last question, how important has dreaming big and faith been in your overall success of your life? And for kids out there watching this, how big is dreaming and how big has faith been in your life?
I mean, faith's probably been the number one factor to everything I've done. I'm a big believer. Um, and, when you go through the game, you got to have faith, because you just never know. Like, you could have one good season, and then you could go to a higher level and you're on the bench. So you're tested every day. Uh, and you have to fight through not playing, or you were the star on your past team and now you're nothing. So, like, yeah, have and sometimes it'll break you. And for the kids it breaks and they quit. And I've seen a lot of really talented guys just fall off because they couldn't handle the times that are bad. And I'm going to tell you this, like, there are a lot more worse times in the game of baseball than good times. Like, you can go on a streak, but 98% of the time you're not going to be feeling good on the box.